Hello everybody and welcome to Seattle Seahawks franchise. This is episode 2. We're playing Madden 17 and we're in the preseason. This is preseason game number 3 between the Dallas Cowboys, who are 2-0 in the preseason, and the Seattle Seahawks, who are 0-3. From CenturyLink Field on a rainy day in Seattle. Seahawks with a loss last week, 26-20 in overtime to the Minnesota Vikings. Ready for another tune-up here as we inch closer to the regular season. Tony Romo now, play action. Looking to the left side, finds Witten. Witten down inside the 15, fumbles the football. Cam Chancellor comes up and makes the hit. And Jason Witten loses the ball. Seahawks recover. They do nothing with that possession, though, and the Cowboys get the ball back. Tony Romo to the right side. And this one looks like it might go to the house. Down inside the 5 before he's tripped up at the 1-yard line. Cowboys on 3rd down and goal now from inside the 1. Pass to Williams in the back of the end zone. He makes the catch, gets both feet in for the Cowboys touchdown. And Dallas goes up 7-0 in the first quarter. Romo finds Cole Beasley on the outside. He makes one-man miss, and he is headed to the house. Cole Beasley. And it's all Cowboys here in the first quarter. 14-0 lead at the end of quarter number 1 from CenturyLink Field. Cowboys leading the Seahawks. In the second quarter, the Cowboys tack on 3 points with a field goal to take the 17-0 lead. Trevon Boykin in now for Seattle. Looking for Kevin Smith over the middle. He drops it. Seahawks offense struggling, but their defense starting to take things over here in the second quarter, as you see the interception by Brock Coyle and a nice sack of Kellen Moore. And at halftime, the score remains Dallas 17, Seattle nothing. Seahawks try to get something going on in the second half offensively, but the running game has continued to struggle this preseason for Seattle. Trevon Boykin steps up in the pocket, looking over the middle. Finds Kevin Smith, who's had a pretty good preseason for Seattle. Has a chance to make this ball club. Alfred Morris now, through the middle of the defense. Finds a hole, and he is off to the races, to the 35, 25. He's at the 20, and he is going to take this one all the way to the house for the touchdown. The Cowboys go up 24-0. Ensuing possession for Seattle. Christine Michael lowers his shoulder pads, and finally the Seahawks get some offense on the ground. Trevon Boykin now on the screen pass to Brooks. Brooks at the 40, breaks a tackle. Breaks free of another one, and he is off to the races, and he's going to go all the way for a touchdown. Seattle on the board finally on the big screen pass. A couple broken tackles by Brooks, and it's 24-8 as you see the Seahawks convert on the 2-point conversion there. Luke Wilson from Trevon Boykin. Here's Kellen Moore now to the left side on the comeback route, and that pass is broken up by Seattle. Butler can't hang on. Seahawks with the ball again. Boykin hands to Michael. Michael down the right side. Stiff arms a guy. He's to the 15 and pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line at about the 7. 24-8 Cowboys. 3rd and goal now. Boykin stepping up, throws over the middle, finds Paul Richardson, secures the ball, gets into the end zone for the Seattle touchdown. And the comeback is on. Seahawks would fail on the 2-point conversion this time, and at the end of the third quarter, the Cowboys lead at 24-14. Kevin Smith now on the screen pass. again, had a fantastic preseason. Smith is down to the 24. Seahawks driving again. We're early in the fourth quarter. And CJ Prosise on the run to the right side, and he goes in untouched for the Seattle touchdown, and the Seahawks are right back in this game. It is 24-21 after the PAT. Prosise, first touchdown in the NFL for the rookie. It's 24-21. Kellen Moore under pressure. Gets it away, finds Alfred Morris on the right side, and he breaks a tackle from Powell and goes in for the touchdown for Dallas, and that puts the Cowboys up 31-21. And then the Seahawks. Boykin trying to find Kenny Lawler, and that pass is intercepted by Dallas, and that's going to be all she wrote here in the fourth quarter. This one will end in a 31-21 Cowboys victory. A pretty good comeback effort by the Seahawks after getting down big early, but they will have to go into week 4 of the preseason looking for their first preseason win. All right, a quick look at the starting lineup offensively for the Seahawks. They have struggled so far this preseason, running the football, and you can see why. Their offensive line ratings 73, 73, 75 at the center, 73 at the right tackle, and 73 at the right guard, 76 for the right tackle. So a big area of concern is the running game for Seattle. They've broken some big ones here and there, and that's kind of skewed the statistics, but consistently being able to run the ball between the tackles has been tough sledding for Seattle. The other big deficiency for the Seahawks in the preseason has been giving up big plays. So two things that the Seahawks need to work on. As you take a more in-depth look at the youth of the Seattle Seahawks offensive line, Gary Gilliam just 25 years old, but you see his run blocking rating of 72 is just not great. Not going to consistently get the push downfield to win in the trenches. Mark Glowinski at the left guard, 1 year out of West Virginia. Patrick Lewis, the center, out of Texas A&M, is a 78. Jamarcus Webb, 69 run block. And the elder statesman of the group, 27-year-old Bradley Soule, with a 78 run block in his 4th year out of Ole Miss. He is the veteran on the offensive line. So very young, inexperienced offensive line. The Seahawks are either going to have to be patient with them or try to upgrade through the draft or however it may be. But a definite area of concern is getting a consistent running game going for Seattle. Try to open up holes for Thomas Rawls and Kristen Michael and presumably CJ Prosise as the season goes on. Not to mention try to protect Russell Wilson in the pocket. All right, preseason, the final game from Oakland Coliseum. The Seahawks and the Raiders. The Raiders at 2-1 in the preseason. Seahawks are 0-3 with a couple of fairly close games under their belts. Can the Seahawks finally break through and get the win here? Granted, it's mostly backups playing, so we'll see if this losing translates into the regular season. Who knows? John Ryan on to punt. And early in the first quarter, this punt is blocked by Oakland. They pick it up and step into the end zone for the opening touchdown. On the punt block, return for the touchdown for Oakland. 7-0 early in the first quarter. Connor Cook now starting for the Raiders. His pass is overthrown and picked off by Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas, his first interception of the spring. You see Cook just completely overthrow his receiver. Thomas was there playing a little center field, and he comes in to pick that one off. Russell Wilson on now for Seattle. He steps up in the pocket. Looking down the left side. Finds Paul Richardson, whose momentum takes him out of bounds. This was a big play in the game early in the first quarter. It's 4th down and 1 from inside the 5. They hand it to Wilson, trying to muscle his way in, and he can't do it. The ball goes over on downs, and the Seahawks, again, the offensive line, that's probably something that the Seahawks won't do in the regular season, is trust the offensive line in situations like that. Just take the points and get on the board. Backups in now as we're into the second quarter. Raiders still leading 7-0. Matt McGloin, the backup quarterback for Oakland, and Sebastian Janikowski, the ageless wonder, knocks this one through to put Oakland up 10-0. I swear Janikowski's played since the mid-'80s. And Halou breaks it through the middle of the line for a 40-yard touchdown run. Oakland goes up 17-0. Matt McGloin under pressure. Hill has him, and he's going to drag him down. Now here's Steven Hauschka with a 59-yard field goal, and it just barely gets over the crossbar. And it's 17-3 Oakland. Seattle gets on the board. First time that they've scored in the first half in the last two ball games. And at the break, the score is Oakland 17 and Seattle 3. As you look at the Seahawks only mustering 8 rushing yards in the first half, that's something that they will continue to pound away at and hope that they'll see results in the second half, despite their lack of results in the first. Trevon Boykin doing what Trevon Boykin does best as he scrambles for the first down. The Seahawks would not score on the drive, however. Seahawks get the ball back. Throw down the right sideline. Looking for Kevin Smith, and he goes up for it, and the pass is broken up there nicely by Oakland. By T.J. Carey. Boykin now finds Luke Wilson down the left sideline, and he is down inside the 5. Seahawks, last time they were inside the 5, they turned it over on downs. Let's see if they can punch it in the end zone this time. Trevon Boykin, play action. Stepping out to the left. Looking, throws into the end zone, and it's picked off. Instead of checking down and finding Helfet, he tries to force it into the end zone, and it's picked off. Another red zone opportunity squandered by Seattle. And Oakland capitalizes on the big play. One broken tackle, and this guy takes it to the house for Oakland, and it is 24-3 now. Christian Michael cuts back. There's nobody there. Raiders over pursue on the run. And Michael to the 15, 10, 5. And he is going to be dragged down just inside the pylon. Doesn't quite get in, but on 4th and goal, behind the shaky offensive line, Trevon Boykin is able to push it in on the quarterback sneak to make it 24-10 at the end of the third quarter. And not a lot would happen in the fourth quarter as the Raiders, Sebastian Janikowski, would tack on one more field goal. But the final score here in the final preseason game of 2016 is 27-10 in favor of the Raiders. The regular season is next. Ready